The Audeze Maxwell is not a new product. These are amazing over-ear gaming headphones that deliver on many, many fronts. Almost everything's said about them, but this video is a little bit different because
A,
we're not gamers.
2,
we like wireless products.
and D,
we don't agree with everything that's out there.
this video is sponsored by Wicked Cushions. Namaste with DHRME. Hey, these headphones rock my ears. Man, they do.
Yeah.
They do. So the thing is, we talk a lot about wireless headphones and people ask us, does Sony sound better than Bose? And, you know, which is the best sounding wireless headphones? But these often go under the radar. So compared to like some much more expensive wireless headphones, these sound great, but not without its faults. So we'll come to sound in a bit. But let's start with what these are, what these headphones are, and what are some of the pros and cons. And we'll see if it's worth your money at the end.
All right, let's start with the comfort. These are chunky, big headphones, but I like it because it gives a lot of space for my ears.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that leather headband, that there's this band that's very flexible, is also very comfortable. Yeah.
And the cushions do get a bit warm, at least the ones you get from Audeze out of the box.
Yeah.
So we really like that Wicked Cushions. Actually, we reached out to them for sponsoring because we thought, hey, that makes a lot of sense, and they agreed. So thanks to Wicked Cushions for that. Their cushions serve 3 purposes.
Yeah. One, if your headband or your ear pad cushions wear out, you don't have to chuck the headphones away. You can actually replace them.
Yeah.
And so they come with a bunch of different types. We have them in these 2 different colors.
Yeah.
Especially and then that's reason number 2 is the cooling element of it.
Yeah.
Because you have these cooling ear pads, which I love. I'm someone who gets very hot very quickly.
Yeah.
And these ear pads actually help not get so hot so quickly.
Yeah.
And number 3, all headphones are freaking boring. All the ear pads are like generally black.
Yeah. Like, I mean, look at the difference here. Like, look at the colors.
Yeah.
Look at how much more fun this is. Even the headband matches the,
Correct.
ear pads. I was on work calls and at least got asked by 2 people, hey, what headphones are these?
Nice.
Like, it's so much
Nice
more
conversation
fun.
starter. Yeah,
exactly.
And they come with a bunch of colors too, right? This is just one, but like there are a ton of them on the website.
Good thing about the headband is, so this is the default headband from Audeze, and this is the headband that Wicked Cushions provide.
Find the differences.
Find the differences. Okay, guys. Do you see a difference? It's not in focus, but there is a difference, yes. So the Audeze can only be adjusted to a certain amount. The Wicked Cushions, you have another set of holes.
Yeah.
And these holes is how you adjust that headband. So it's not an automatically adjusting one. You have to find your size, put it in the right adjustment, and it works perfectly with the hardware that Audeze provides, exactly same size hole. So that's another advantage of the Wicked Cushion headbands.
I will say Audeze has made it quite the challenge to remove that headband.
Yeah.
But again, it's a set it and forget it. So
yes, it's similar to belts, right?
Yeah.
The way belts work in a leather buckle and things like that. It's kind of the same idea. Only thing, those buckles are easier to take off than these ones. So once these are in place, they stay in place.
Yeah. And were they easy to replace? Yeah.
Yeah.
You did it in a few minutes, you were done.
Yeah.
There are, there's an instruction given to you within the pack, but you can also watch a video if you're into that. I like the video you watched, you read the paper, I guess. So
Text is possible to read here.
Yeah, did not know that.
With pictures.
But easy to replace. We actually had a bunch of Bose noise cancelling 700s lying around with torn ear pads.
Yeah, and Bose.
What's up with
We've had a couple.
Yeah.
And they've just been in the cage. It's
Yeah.
not like we're...
Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. But yeah, again, just needed a butter knife to pry open the ear cups. Replaced it in a jiffy.
They're all the parts you needed, so that was good.
Yep. Yeah. So all in all, easy to do.
Thanks again, Wicked Cushions. You guys are pretty wicked.
That was easy.
Nice.
One thing I really like about these headphones, they did not do anything with touch.
Thank you.
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So it's all buttons and wheels.
Wheels.
Yeah.
Bring wheels back.
Yeah, right?
Don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Nice.
Bring them back, really.
Yes.
So,
100% agree.
on phones too, like for scrolling, I love to have a wheel instead of...
Yeah. Yeah.
So stupid. I don't know who thought that was a good idea.
Anyway. Actually, in cars, they're doing the other way around. They've gone like all to this one touch and they're going back to like...
I think we are predicting what's going to happen in the next few years. You're going to see an iPhone with
You
a
heard it
wheel
here
again.
first. You heard it here first. There you go. Back to the buttons and wheels. So you got and sliders. So we love the fact that the Maxwells come with buttons, wheels, and one slider. Done.
Yeah.
Love it. Super easy to use, super reliable, super tactile. I can just keep going on. Anyway, back to the controls. You can do a bunch of things on the Maxwell for controls. You got a button for power on, play, pause, whatever. You got a little slider for a mute switch, which will talk about mics later on. Actually, we go into the mics real deep, and
Nobody else is doing that.
nobody else is doing that, so we're going to do that. And there are two wheels, one for volume and one for
Game chat mix, which we'll talk about as well.
And there's a button for noise suppression. And I thought these had noise cancellation because, come on, we're reviewing noise canceling headphones. But yeah, I messed up big time because I was like, hey, Ron, the noise canceling is trash. It's
I would put it in tier F.
No, so there's no noise canceling. This is what I learned. There's noise canceling on the microphone. So you can change that, just that. You'll see all of that in the samples. And that is kind of it in terms of the controls.
One downside of these is, and we'll come to who this is for, but I feel like these are not easy to take around because A, they're not foldable, and B, there is no case that comes with this, whether hard case or soft shell case. So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I was digging deep through that box. I was like, where's my case? There was none. And then I realized this is not for taking around. And speaking of the box, you get a couple of things in it.
Yeah.
Which we will talk about, but just a brief summary. You get the headphones, you get a dongle, right?
Yeah.
A USB dongle, you get a boom arm mic,
Yes.
and you get some cables.
Yes.
That's it. Let's get back to the microphones.
Yeah.
The one we said we would test intensely.
So these come with two kinds of mics, a boom mic and an onboard inbuilt mic like most Bluetooth headsets.
Yeah.
And they come with AI noise cancelling modes. So we thought, what's the best way to test these? It would probably be used in an office or in a gaming area with your friends. So this guy started making some noise in the background and I've cycled through the modes and I spoke. So listen to the samples and come back and we'll tell you what we thought of them.
Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3.
Case, which is a pretty cool feature, right? We've seen that on JBL, seen that on Jabra, but we think the
Pop, pop,
implementation of
popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3. Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle. Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3.
then you sit down in the flight and then you want to use the three modes, like you said. In the low noise cancellation mode, we noticed that it was kind of boosting all the noise levels, right? The voice as well as the background noise. Whereas the max noise cancelling mode would suppress more of the background noise, but it didn't go at too much of a, sacrifice of your voice volume or clarity.
Yeah.
It was a bit, but not much.
Yeah.
So they did a pretty decent job there.
So what you'll hear with a lot of office mics, like the one we have there, the Jabra, like this is not an Audeze Maxwell, guys. It's just it's an office calling headset, so it's not fair to compare it.
Yeah.
But these are really good at suppressing background noise. So their noise ceiling is like super high.
Pop, pop, popsicle. Ice, ice, icicle.
Yeah.
So anything that's like not above a certain level is gone, dead. So you'll notice there's a lot of silence here when he's talking in the background. But compared to this guy, they want to give you the best quality of your voice. What that means is they're trading off with the background noise cancelling. So I think that's the choice they made, and I think it's a fine choice. But if you work in a very noisy environment, that's going to be a problem. Or if you're in a small apartment with the kids running around, that might be an issue. But then you have a mute button on the headset as well.
Yes.
If you really want to mute. So
correct. Yeah. And that was low and max, but you also have a normal mode, which is like off, I guess. And that was pretty decent too, actually.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be able, setting it. You don't need to set it into one of those modes. Okay. Then we had the built-in, like
on board.
On board. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Definitely use this guy. Loudly. Here I'm on this call and I'm pretty loudly talking. And so we're gonna test this out and
Pop, pop, popsicle.
I'm gonna be talking loudly in the background again. All right, so we're testing noise suppression.
Ice, ice, icicle.
So we're really suppressing the noise now. Hello. So we're gonna shoot this in a bit. Actually,
Test, test, testing. 1, 2, 3.
There's just too much going on, you hear too much of the background noise. Also, when you put it in normal mode, there's a lot of interference.
Yeah, it's like a noise
Yeah.
that you get. Yeah.
Not pleasant at all. Low and high would be recommended if you really are using the onboard mics, but again, try to use it in a quiet environment where there isn't too much going on, especially a guy like me talking, sometimes laughing very loudly. You will hear all of that very clearly.
Yeah. And let's talk about, when we're talking about hissing and noise in the background, these also come with side tone.
Oh, yes.
And side tone is something that you hear your own voice. And I would have loved to use side tone, but I made some recordings. Listen to them.
Side tone on.
So there's a lot of crackling, there's a lot of white noise when you turn on side tone. The stronger the side tone is, worse the crackling noise.
Yeah.
But also more aware you are of your surroundings. So that's kind of disappointing, but yeah.
It was hypersensitive and
Yeah.
not nice. Not nice at all.
No.
Yeah.
So there's no processing happening there, it looks like.
Yeah.
So other than that, some downsides on the mic is if you get this mic too close to your face, to your mouth, you're going to get some plosives. So the good thing is it's very bendy, so you can kind of angle it away from your mouth. So that works.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
Yep. Volume works. There's a mute switch, like you said.
So
Pretty good set for
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
and talking or gaming.
When you're on the headphones,
Okay.
you can use the volume as well to, control what you're hearing.
Yeah.
It has another wheel which is alternating between gaming and your chatting. So, for example, you want to hear your game volume louder than your chat volume, you can just change the position of that wheel and vice versa. What I thought for me, because these are obviously gaming headphones, this particular model works with the PlayStation and a PC.
Yeah.
So obviously I'm not a gamer. I don't know about you. You're also
Nope.
not a gamer. But this wheel was just an annoyance for me after a certain point because I'm not gaming. I'm not doing the chat. I'm not doing the
Yeah,
game mix.
exactly.
So in that sense, if you're not using this for gaming, that's something you're going to have to learn to ignore.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a wheel you accidentally hit instead of your volume wheel.
Yes, exactly.
So that's going to be annoying. But other than that, yeah. If you're actually gaming, pretty cool. On the dongle, there's a switch to switch between PlayStation and PC. And I use it with the phone, worked perfectly.
Yeah.
That's good.
Should we talk about connectivity?
So connectivity here, yeah.
There's a ton of connectivity options. We mentioned the dongle, which is super convenient.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to think about, hey, which port am I plugged into, or which Bluetooth setting is it on, or which one is connected, which device is connected,
Plug and
all of
play.
that. No, plug and play. So I've been in occasions where, I was on my work laptop, plugged it in, used it, took it out, got a phone call, just plugged it in, used it on there.
Really?
Whatever. I didn't feel like taking off the headphones, right? So I
Yeah.
just kind of was putting it into whichever device I needed at that moment. So it's a pretty convenient multi-point solution.
And not just that, it's got a wired mode as well.
Yeah.
So you can actually use a wire or via USB or aux or Bluetooth. It's got Bluetooth as well.
Yeah.
So you can just connect via Bluetooth also.
Yeah.
And it's got Google Fast Pair. It's got Microsoft Swift Pair.
Yeah.
It's got multi-point
Yeah.
on Bluetooth.
Stay connected to two devices. Yeah.
Yeah, and if you use the USB dongle, you can still stay connected to Bluetooth as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's like a ton of stuff happening over
Yes.
here. Yeah.
One thing to note about the USB dongle though,
Yeah.
and I was actually on my PC, plugged it in, was listening to something, and then I just walked up to go fill my water bottle, and it disconnected.
Yeah.
So it's very short range. So as long as you're sitting and you're nearby, fine, no issue.
If you're in a small room, it's okay. But
Yeah.
yeah.
But if you're planning to take a walk and get yourself some coffee or whatever, forget about it.
That's interesting. And this comes with an app.
Yeah.
And not just an app on your phone, but also an app on your desktop.
Correct.
And we've been using both of them. What do you think?
Audeze HQ.
Yeah.
Very gamery vibe. It was pretty cool. When I
Yeah.
fired it up, I was like, whoa, am I going to play games now in this app? Like, you see the firmware, and new firmware and all that. And you can change the EQ, talk about. What else can you do? You can change the mix, again, volume limiter. Yeah.
One annoying thing out of the box was the voice prompts are very loud.
Oh, yeah.
And you can turn them down in the app as well. So that's nice that it's there.
Yeah.
And of course, a ton of sound options.
Yeah. Just get into it.
Okay, into it. So at the top of this video, we did talk about popular brands, like the Sony WH-1000XM5 or the Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra that we have here. And these are very good headphones for a lot of reasons. But what often people ask about is, hey, are these the best sounding? Which sounds better, this one or that one? And my answer would be the Audeze Maxwell.
There was no build up, just like boom.
Yeah, it's just much more clear,
Yeah.
The timbre is so nice. The physical dongle also gives you lower latency, by the way, for gaming. So
Oh,
that's a nice part about sound/connectivity.
Yeah.
And the isolation is decent, I would say, but it is passive isolation, so it's not noise cancelling kind of isolation.
Correct.
But yeah, you get LDAC, without the dongle, and the sound is very pleasing to my ears. For me, it's not perfect, again.
Okay.
I think they don't get as bassy as I would like them to get. They do have a bass boost mode, which I kind of enjoyed more than the normal mode. So, and they have a 10-band EQ. So all that is great, but it's not kind of your punchy, low-end monster kind of sound. And I don't think Audeze even wants that.
Okay.
So in that sense, nice. Interestingly, the Wicked cushions also affects the sound, and any cushions you guys are going to put on it are going to change the sound. But I thought it affected it in a nice way for me.
Okay.
It was a bit more of a bass bump, actually more than what I got with the bass boost preset, so that's nice. And if I had to nitpick, I do think that some very, very high frequency sounds, or maybe mid treble sounds, they sound a little bit harsh to me sometimes, the S's and stuff like that. Okay. But that is irrespective of whichever, earpads you use. Even in the default earpads, I got that. But of course, you can EQ that out if you want to.
Pretty cool.
So that's nice. Great sounding headphones again. These are meant for gaming, which means they're really good at imaging, which is pinpointing the location of sounds. They even have an EQ preset called footsteps.
Okay.
So if you're playing a game and you want to hear where the footsteps are coming from, it kind of gives you good aural cue in that sense.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun. So good for imaging. Soundstage was wide, but it's not the widest. These are closed back still. They're not open back. Overall, I would say one of the best sounding wireless headsets I have tried. And we've tried quite a bit on this channel.
Yes.
So good job, Audeze.
Yeah.
And to think about it, like if you're looking at Focal Batis and those things, those cost like 600,
Yeah,
700
I was about
bucks.
to say, yeah.
This one has no noise cancelling, but it's 300 bucks and so many connectivity options and mic options. And
The model that came to my mind was like Edifier stacks, like the sound only and everything. Not cheap.
No.
And these, I keep forgetting because Audeze is an expensive brand.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You think you were mentioning, you were saying these are the cheapest,
Yeah.
best sounding wireless headphones,
Yeah. Period.
period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the best sounding wireless headphones.
Yeah. Because we were at Audeze at CES.
Yeah.
Damn, there were like thousands of dollars wired headphones.
There's tube amps and this and that. Oh, that was so good.
But in a package of 300, you're competing with the Sonys and Boses. For sound, for sure.
Yeah.
And even for microphones. Huh? So if you're indoors and you make a lot of calls and you're using your Bose or your Sonys, and I mean, they're decent. Don't get us wrong. They're still good for built-in. But you can't beat physics and you cannot put a boom arm mic on unless you get a mod mic or something. You can't use mics, like boom arm mics on them by default. But here you're getting it in the $300 package. So
So like the real question is like, let's just take the Bose as an example because it's black.
Yeah.
And it's just the color. I mean, you buy these two for two completely different reasons, is my feeling. And I think the reasons you buy these for are, there's more overlap there than the other way around. For example, these can't do noise cancelling.
correct.
Right? These are not light. These are not portable. These are not, don't have a case. They're not foldable.
Yeah.
But these sound like Audeze and these sound like Bose.
Yeah.
So there is clearly a reason to choose one or the other. Question, for who is the Audeze Maxwell according to you?
Like I said, I think these are comfortable and easy to use when I'm at my desk. The moment I start moving about, like I would never take these outdoors, period.
Yeah, same.
Not comfortable like walking around, cycling, in public transport. No, not doing that.
No, makes sense. Yeah.
And it's too bulky. They don't fold. I can't take them easily to the office and back again, right? I can just put them in my backpack. So at home, I like it.
Yeah, perfect for somebody who's working from home and really cares about sound.
Yeah.
So those two things. And of course, if you're gaming from home, that is also your work. So,
Yeah.
So work from
Hard
home,
work.
play for home.
Yeah.
And sound from home.
Yeah.
So thank you once again to Wicked Cushions for sponsoring this video and to Audeze for sending out the Audeze Maxwells for review. But the biggest thanks is to you guys, our watchers, subscribers, likers, commenters, and our supporters who financially support us on 4 different tiers: the popsicles, the icicles, these beautiful tested tier members, and
Our highest tier, which is the Fuckman tier, and the thanks goes out to Rads Panda, Paula, and Rachel. Thank you guys very, very much. You've been taking your cushions to the max.
and we've been DHRME.
Do we? This video is a little bit different because we're not.
I'll just do the A.
Oh, you're just doing the letters. Because
A.
we're not gamers.
2.
Do you know your letters, man?
That's the joke. Oh my god. It's like, I've been saying it like 4 times. The read through. Were you even listening?
Gotta explain your jokes, man.